Hi, this is Joe Chambers. Welcome to Musicians Hall of Fame Backstage from the Vault series. This is a series of interviews we did starting back in 2004, 2 years before the Musicians Hall of Fame opened to the public. We hope you enjoy it, and if you do, please remember to hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new shows. Today's guest is my good old buddy and drummer from Motown, Uriel Jones.
But I started playing music in school. And the funny thing about it, when I started playing, I was playing trombone. And I used to train, box down to a place called Brewster Center here, where they train, for boxing. And I kind of wanted to be a boxer. I thought I did, So by me playing trombone and then I'm boxing, and they was whacking on me pretty good down at the gym, A couple of times I came to music and my lip was all swollen up with this, bust me in my lip. So I'm in class trying to play trombone out the side of my mouth, and it wasn't working good. So my music teacher told me, that's not gonna work. You got to make up your mind. You got to do one or the other. You're gonna play trombone or you're gonna box. And I love music, so I said, well, let me try drums, So I started messing with the drums, And I started playing. I played in the marching band in school. I played in the stage band in school. And then when I was about 16 years old, I started playing with the Elks band, marching band, And I got to leave Detroit for the first time in my life. I finally got with this guy, T.J. Fowler. That was the first gig I had in about 1960, where I could really make enough money to buy something, see where I might be able to make a living with it, And I played with him a while. Then I started playing with a rock band called Joe Weaver. And I played with him for a long time. And then I was still doing sessions out at this place at the Visitor Inn. So one time Earl Van Dyke came through there and sat in. He's an organ player. He was with Motown. And it was something about it, we just clicked. It was a click there. And he started asking me, did I want to work with him? I told him, yeah, but I didn't go in the studio right away. But I worked with him for a while, and then he finally eased me into doing a session every now and then in the studio. And then he introduced me to Marvin Gaye. And then I wound up being a musician in Marvin Gaye's first band, and then Stevie Wonder's first band. And then, between all them, they put me in Motown recording studio permanent. So that was 1962 when I started playing at Motown. As a regular, I was on salary as a staff musician there. And then I played with them up till they moved to California in 72. We were all raised up together, Barry and the musicians. And Barry would frequent all the places that we were playing. So when he was always running around trying to be a little writer, trying to write. Always, when you see him, he got some paper where he wrote a tune or something, And he didn't start out with a lot of money, because we was just paying, getting $5 a tune.
That's something else we talked about. You guys got $5 a tune.
Don't care how long it took you to cut it.
See, when people hear that, they're going to go, especially because most people assume anybody that's been on a hit record or wrote a hit song are automatically, rich, and they don't know that's not how it is.
Yeah.
And they're often surprised. But, but and I've been in the business, and that set me back to hear that you guys got $5 an hour for the first couple of months at least.
But we got that. But then what made him go up on the money? Another guy had a company. He started paying $10, so we left and went with the guy that was paying $10. And so that's when, after a while, they called us back and said, okay, I'm going to put you guys on salary.
Yeah.
Because during that time, he had a couple of hits out, so he said, oh, no, I can't let these guys go.
Hi, this is Joe Chambers with the Musicians Hall of Fame and Museum in Nashville, Tennessee. The Musicians Hall of Fame features the greatest musicians of all time. Some you know, some you don't. You know Elton John and Jimi Hendrix, but you may not know all the great studio musicians who filled the studios in Detroit, in Los Angeles, in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, Atlanta, and of course, Nashville and New York. From Hank to Hendrix, we cover all genres of music, and what you see here are the actual instruments that you've heard on all of these great records throughout your life. When you come to Nashville, be sure to come to see the Musicians Hall of Fame in downtown.
The studio had their own drums, and it was 3 sets in one. It wasn't no set of drums that was bought as a set. It was pieced together.
Oh, really?
And I don't care how rich they got, they wouldn't change those drums for anything.
The other thing, Joe told me, all the guitar players went into one direct.
Yeah, right, one direct. They stayed right, the three of them sit right together. 1, 2, 3, all those years.
And even Jameson went in the box too.
Yeah.
After he got to the Fender.
Yeah, and see, and not just 3 of them sit there at the same place, they wouldn't switch seats. Joe Messina was always right in the middle because he used to call him the Oreo cookie.
Yeah.
So he told you about that,
Yeah.
right? So they didn't change seats, and everybody plugged right into that box. And there was some reason, I don't know what it is, a person will spend $1 million to build a building for sound.
Mm-hmm.
He just come in this place. When he first started, it was a dirt floor, and it's just, I don't know, we still don't know what it was. It was the sound that was in that building. And it didn't have a heck of a control room. It's just, the echo chamber was upstairs in the bathroom.
That's something I wanted to ask. Did they change the board a lot? Did they keep changing the board?
No.
In the control room, it stayed pretty much the same?
No. Yeah.
And how do they do your drums? Did they dampen did they put, throw a pillow in the kick drum?
That's it.
That was it, a pillow in the kick drum?
Pillow in the kick. That's it.
What about your snare?
It was tuned just the way it was coming in. About every 6 or 7 sessions, you may take a key and just turn them a little bit just to fine tune it.
What kind of heads did you use?
Plastic heads.
I mean, was there a particular brand?
No. At that time, it wasn't nothing technical about, this one sound better than this one.
What about sticks?
Oh, sticks.
What size?
I used to go to the drum shop downtown. This was the biggest drum shop then. Drummers would always go in the drum shop and get their size sticks. They had the glass countertop. They'd take the sticks and roll them down the straight. And if it's a little bit wobbly in them, they'd take them and put them aside.
Right.
It was so technical. And they were half price. So when I first come in, I told them, I want about a wobbly sticks. I didn't need no straight sticks. Give me the wobbly sticks. They was cheaper.
That's the secret of your sound, then, is the wobbly
Yeah,
sticks,
you see, it must have been, had something to do with it because it just wasn't nothing technical in there. Everything was raw.
From soul.
Yeah, everything was raw. But, and then the studio, it wasn't much bigger than this room. And where everybody had eye contact. They had isolation booths eventually, but when they first started, they had that one room and everybody had eye contact with everybody.
Did they have you baffled off, or you just sitting there?
They had one of my sets, just a baffle up about 4 feet. About 3 or 4 feet of baffle around. And I wasn't even all the way around, just the front of it.
Did they have a vocal booth,
Isolation booth, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But not all the time, not when they first started.
So you had a
The
lot of
musicians
bleed
and
over?
the singers was right in there, in the same room.
Yeah. So it wasn't a lot of separating.
And they didn't do no rhythm tracks and then come back with the horn tracks and then the singers. Everybody was in that room.
Now, do you remember this? Joe said that a lot of the time they didn't even have the singers in there when y'all were laying the tracks down.
Oh no, we didn't. We didn't. you know, if it didn't. And then,
How
but
can you
it-
do that?
yeah, we had charts, and then, you know, it was a thing where we recognize that we, most of the time, was the arrangers, the musicians. We were the arrangers because they come in there with a lead sheet, you know, just drip, 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 and we started playing. And then it was times where, like, you know, you just start playing, they want you to just keep vamping, and you know, after you vamp so long, you get tired, you may go out and do something else. They say, oh man, that's good, keep that in there. You know, and about 4 or 5 of them, we done did an arrangement. You know, and then we just about knew what the producer wanted from what the artist's last hit was. You know, if he come in there and want something similar, we know. And they relied on us because you had some producers, man, didn't know not a thing about music, you know, about the arranging and anything. So a lot of things we call ourselves the arrangers.
Do you remember there being two drummers sometime playing the same?
Oh yeah. Stevie Wonder one started that.
Really?
Yeah, because you know he played drums himself. We taught Stevie to play drums, especially Benny Benjamin started him to play drums, and Benny Benjamin Pop C, that was the first drummer. And that's who I tried to clone myself after him.
That's what I was going to ask you. Were there what drummers did you listen to when you were getting started?
Okay. Oh well, I was in love with Art Blakey, you know, and then there was a couple of drummers around the city, Bob Jr., Alvin Jones. You know, I loved them guys. And then the first time I heard Benny Benjamin, you know, I say, oh man, I seen his technique, you know, and I fell in love with his playing, man, and I listened to him a lot, talked to him a lot and everything, and I learned a lot from him. He come to be one of my favorites. A lot of people have asked us, say, man, you know, do you feel bitter? You know, because everybody was getting all the gravy and you guys wouldn't. But we never did because we came there as a side man, as a musician. We were raised up being side men, you know, and we accepted it that way, you know. And luckily, all the artists, most of them at Motown, we were older than them. They seniors, you know. So it was just out. They looked up to us, you know. So it was never an unbalanced thing where, you know, say, well, the artists is the big shots and you guys is just, because when we started traveling on the road, they were green. They didn't know anything. Just like Diana Ross, all these people, they was out of the projects. They had never been anywhere. So they looked up to us. So we had a even kill, you know.
How was that when you went out on tour with them?
Oh, we couldn't get rid of them. We just had to dodge them, run from them. You know, they wanted to follow us. Yeah. See, even when we were working at all the clubs that we worked here in town, when we was working the studio, and the clubs at night, all the Motown artists, Detroit was different. You catch big artists with big records out, they travel around the city just like anybody. You know, they wasn't getting mobbed and all this stuff. And they came to all the clubs that we were working. They came to the clubs. They was following us, you know. And it was just like a big family. You know, it was never no animosity between them because they making the big money. We were satisfied and contented with what we was doing, and we made a good living. You know, because a lot of people say, well, man, they say Barry put stuff over there. Barry didn't put no stuff on us because I hate to think what my life would have been like without Motown.